What's going on, guys? JollyXJots here today, and welcome back to a brand new video. So by the time this video goes up, the beta will either just be going live or is already live, but today we're going to go through the patch notes. Yes, we have patch notes going into the beta, which I honestly wasn't expecting, but there is a lot here, so we're going to just jump straight into it. But before I just do that, if you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button with the notifications on, and also hit that like button and comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. But yeah, other than that, let's get started. So, kicking it off, we're going to just go straight to the top. And from what we can see, we're going to start with the movement. So, they've obviously changed a lot from the alpha. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, I will have a link down in the description below, and as well as an eye in the top right hand corner of the screen for you to go check out. Yeah, there was a lot of movements that needed to be changed. It wasn't too bad. It was just odd little moments that are in between some of the matches, especially when I was playing. So we got integrated, updated locomotion animations, walking, jogging, and sprinting, slightly increased acceleration when moving from a standstill. So, okay, I don't know about the acceleration move from a standstill, but yeah. So next one is the sprinting. So reduce or remove several sprint penalties that could leave the player in a state of reduced sprint speed. This results in more opportunities to use the tactical sprint takeoff feature for a quick burst of speed when initiating a sprint. That is a good thing, because I knew that, especially when I was running, it was just constantly trying to have to move, stop, and then have to burst. It was trying to do a tactical sprint and then just dies off again, and then yeah, it wasn't fun. Increase the time to ramp down from maximum to minimum sprint speed for a smoother change of speed. This also slightly increases the time at which a player sprints at a faster pace. Slightly adjusted the camera bob during sprint to better align updated movement animations, and disabled field of view increase when sprinting. This should provide a smoother in-game view and prevent a floating camera feeling when sprinting. I never had this sort of issue, but obviously, if they had to do that, it's obviously become some sort of a issue. Sliding, slightly reduced slide speed. Sliding wasn't that bad. I think when they did showcase matches, and I think they said we're gonna change it a little bit, but obviously they've had to reduce it again. But I thought going from the alpha, it wasn't actually too bad. I think it was at a decent state, at least. Increase the minimum amount of time that a player must sprint before sliding to better align with the time to reach max sprint speed. This means trigger a slide from near stance. So meaning I think you could still slide cancel. I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Address an issue that allowed players just cancel a slide. Okay, with the appropriate slowdown, we will continue to monitor. Okay, so I think they're going to try and nerf slide cancelling, which is going to be a bit of a shame, but, you know, it is what it is. I should have seen that one coming. So next is weapons and gunsmith. So, obviously, yeah, we've refined our weapons, text and animations at the alpha, numerous tuning, tweaking. Sniper rifles being the key component for Black Ops combat. In some ways more relevant than ever in Black Ops Cold War, with large support of maps and modes, cross-platform play, data from the alpha. It's proved to us that even without crossplay or larger maps, sniper rifles were still dominant on smaller maps. As a result, we've made adjustments to bring them into the balance for the beta, and look forward to see what the community can do with these finely tuned precision weapons. Okay, so let's see what they said for the. So starting off with the gunsmith, it added a more detailed breakdown of statistics for each attachment, which, I mean, is good, because, you know, stats is always going to be the main priority to see whether or not how well a weapon is going to perform in a battle. Move the gunsmith UI button closer to the weapon for easier access. I didn't really have much of a problem with that, but yeah. If they're having to make these changes, it's obviously been a large majority, or it maybe just been brought up during when they were doing the fine-tuning and testing to when it comes into the beta. Recoil and firing animation. Added new weapon recoil systems and firing animations with a comprehensive tuning pass for a revamped weapon, firing feel on every weapon for both hit fire and ADS. So I think they've obviously redone the way recoil is going to work for a lot of the weapons. That's obviously what it means. Reworked and rebalanced or recoil patterns impacting weapon balance and mastery across the board, and full touch-up pass on animations across all weapons based on feedback. So, yeah, a lot of them, they felt like they did have a lot of kick and they shouldn't have, and some felt like they had like little to no kick and absolutely no recoil, and it kind of felt a bit overpowered in a sense. But yeah, added new ADS weapon rendering technology for more realistic ADS perspective, smoothed out all ADS in and out transitions. That is a good thing, because I think some of them were a bit like a bit blurry. Some of them, I only used a fair handful of weapons, but yeah. General weapon tuning, make tuning to the alpha weapons that are overpowered underperformed, so that includes increases to the AK-74 use recoil. Yep, that was going to happen ADS time, and increasing LMG ammo capacity and more. So yeah, this was always going to be was going to have a definite change, and it was definitely going to be for the better, because I think if you playing the AK-74U, it was so overpowered, and then you could get so many kills in just such a short amount of time. So I think, yeah, adding recoil at ADS time is a definite positive outlook for this. So go full attachment tuning, full attachment balance pass to ensure all attachments stay relevant and balanced. Some, yeah, I could see that being a good thing, but others, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, because this is all just passionate, so we need to get hands-on gameplay before we can actually get a very precise idea on how well this has been positively or negatively affected from the alpha to the beta. So the main point of this all of this is sniper rifles. So added aim assist on snipers for controller users for cross-platform balancing. That is a surprise. I didn't really find much of a problem with the aim assist. I thought it was actually fine, but obviously if you had to add it for controller, then yeah, there's obviously a bit of work needs to be done. Several precision aiming adjustments to help sniping experience feel more fluid. Yeah, that's should be expected, I guess. Sniper Glint now displays more often and more reliably to help players understand when they are in danger. That is something that I was hoping they would do, because I think most of the time, especially on satellite, it was just like you'd be looking down across the map with the other spawn, and you could just see a whole heap of players, and then you basically just out of nowhere just get easily shot with the sniper, and it's just like, wait, how did I get shot? And I think adding the glint and making it more easy to see whether or not you're actually being targeted is going to be a big plus. So we'll hope to see what we're going to see in the beta. Adjusted ADS times on sniper rifles. Yeah, I think some are a bit faster than others, but yeah. Sniper requires higher hits on body for one hit eliminations. For example, upper body, chest, or instead of stomach, upper arm, or instead of lower arm. That's actually a good thing, because yeah, so I think if you hit lower, it'll be like a hit marker, and just like you take out like 50% of their health, and then you have to go back in, try and finish it off. But yeah. Frag grenades. Reduce the fuse time on the frag grenades for the beta. Through speed adjustments are targeted for launch. So I obviously didn't use frags. I didn't use any lethals or really much of the tacticals as much as I should have. I think it was more like I did use a few field upgrades, and I obviously voiced my opinions on those. But we've made several graphical adjustments throughout the beta and responded to players' feedback on low visibility in some of the areas in Miami. Thank God. Okay, I think I want to see what they've actually done, because if they've actually done the areas that we've actually talked about, and especially in the Alpha Thoughts video, then you'll see that I'm really hoping that they have actually nailed the spots that actually need to be worked on because there was a lot. I mean, a lot. Improved graphical fidelity and performance across the board. That's a good thing. Adjusted lighting, character visibility throughout the Miami map for better overall visibility based on player feedback. Oh, okay. Well, that is something I'm going to have to just wait and see, and then obviously we'll come back to this at another time. So audio, I think there's a lot of audio stuff. Like, yeah, I think so. Obviously, added more bass and punch, so it's like get a bit more of a kick out of it all. Added 3 presets: mixed bass boost and high boost. I think that's just maybe for the player experience. So that's if you ever need to mess with that, I usually just set with default. Don't really touch that sort of stuff. Redesigned several weapon audio layers and added blending for interior exterior sound effects, and polished reverb audio across all maps. Okay, so we've got footsteps. Crouch walking now functions as a near silent option available to all players with or without the ninja perk. ADS crouch walking now makes the player's footsteps audio even quieter. Enemies should not hear the player when crouching outside of extreme close quarters. So, okay, so oh wait, so that means if you it's like Modern Warfare, except you can actually, hear footsteps in this game at least. But this will mean that you're obviously going to have to be a lot more tactical and a lot more not really self-aware, but more just aware of your surroundings and then where enemies could possibly be lurking. So the next thing is going to be ADS walking will provide a significant stealth advantage when using ninja. So obviously you're just going to be dead quiet when you're using that. And hit marker audio added new sounds for fatal and non-fatal hit markers. So you're actually going to be able to determine on whether or not if it's actually one shot, or if you basically what I said before is like if you hit like a 50% and you have to go back in again. Score streak audio, polished audio for several score streaks. Oh, okay. So I'm going to get into score streaks because it's next thing up. So I'm going to get into this because I have a lot of stuff that I was actually very excited when I read this. Reduce the volume of the spy plane's locational pings. I never heard the pings once. I'm pretty sure I never heard them once. I probably did, but I wasn't really paying that much attention. A directional and location based on where an enemy is and are swept by the radar, allowing pinpoint accuracy. This is a new mechanic we will continue to monitor and adjust as necessary. Tweaked the bullet crack system to prevent players from hearing sounds when they shouldn't, and vice versa. I didn't have an issue with this, but obviously, some others may have, but yeah. So we've increased the score streak reward and number of objective-based game modes. Okay, so basically, just saying how they've just upped the score required for some of the game modes and to get some of the score streaks, and I think. Whether it's the Slayers out in the dunes of Satellite or the OBJ holding a hard points to Cartel. So Cartel is actually going to be a new map that we're going to be able to play for the first time in this beta, which is going to be good. So it gives us another chance to have a look at what maps we're going to possibly see going to launch. And we'll just go straight down to here. So objective score rewards have been increased in Domination, Kill Confirmed, and Hardpoint. These changes will reward any objective player and do not require or reward objective streaking. Adjusted score streak rewards to reduce score streak span. Thank goodness for that. And make score streaks more rewarding. Players will need to go on a higher streaks in a single life to earn top tier score streaks. This curve has been flattened out on the low end and ramps up as the player earns high kill streak numbers. Reduce score streak cooldowns to offset these changes and allow players to cycle through score streaks more often. This I'm not happy about. I haven't actually said. Well, the thing is, I'm only not happy about this because we don't know what ones have actually been, what score streaks have actually had their cooldowns reduced. Because Obviously, I've said this before, is the artillery. It was definitely needed to have this extended, and if it's been reduced anymore, I feel it's going to be a bit of a problem, especially for a lot of people. I think it was having the same problem that I could say this is that it was way too overused and a bit overpowered. But we will have to wait and see on what will be happening with this. So we keep going. Spawns. Full spawn pass for team deathmatch and kill confirmed on Miami with the goal of reducing the time to engagement and increasing the overall pace to 6v6 game modes. Spawns at the ends of the map have been pulled in closer, added new spawns to get players into the fight faster, adjusted the spawn logic and to reduce the distance at which an enemy player will influence the enemy team's spawn points. So that's just from Miami. Moscow spawns across several modes to allow for more safe spawns in relation to enemy player locations at the time of a respawn. Armada reduce how often players can be spawned at the rear of their home ship to reduce travel time back to engagements. This was probably the most annoying actually, because of how the fact that you always get spawned right back at like what they said, back at the home ships, and you had to pretty much go across a zip line, and basically it was the middle ship was just always the constant firefight, and it was literally probably I hated it the most about it when I played in the alpha. It was just the time to go back across the zip line and trying to get back into the firefight. So I'm hoping to see that the changes are positive. Adjusted combined arms domination, spawn logic, and spawn placement to keep players spawning closer to their own objectives. Reduce time to engagement and getting players back into the action faster. Now, I never played Crossroads, so I can't actually speak for what it was, how it played out. But hopefully, going into the beta, I'm going to actually play it, and we'll see what if this change has been positive or not, because I never got a chance to really play it much or at all. Adjusted spawn logic to allow for slightly easier spawn flipping in certain modes instead of a team becoming spawn trapped for an extended period. Yes, that was probably one of the worst things for this for Satellite, was just constantly being unaware of thinking that the spawn would flip, and then out of nowhere just get shot from behind it, especially behind that with that small little cave you come out of I can't remember what the team's so called. Let's go into vehicles. Rewet bullet damage mitigation model for tanks to provide a more consistent experience across weapon classes. This fixed issues with some guns seem inordinately more powerful against vehicles than others. I guess that's just in general. Cavalry units are a bit more consistent across weapons, especially on LMGs. Reduce tank health to make launchers and C4s more effective counters. Okay, that's a good thing. And reduce the deadliness of the tank shell splash damage. So, it's just going into general bug fixes, just like character models, reload animations no longer be appeared to skip on the ACA 74U. One thing that I never got to do, but I saw videos of it, it was really funny, was RCXC, you could just jump on the top of it and just have a player just going around on top of it. It was actually pretty funny. I didn't get the chance to do it myself, but it was, I was sad that they had to, they fixed it. Fixed an issue where rake runners were being deployed from the ship's davits and it could cause the gunboat to be flung into the ocean. Oh, wait, I didn't even know that was a thing. Addressed an issue where motion blur would not properly retain its settings. Be stuck in a window, or stuck sliding through a window in Moscow. Okay. Tuned mantling at tall heights to ensure that they are performed at more natural speed. Where necessary, map designs will be updated to restrict areas where mantling is not intended. Moving before match start. Addressing an issue where we can begin to move before the match countdown has ended. Timer has ended. Invisible weapons. Address an issue that could display a third weapon when exiting a vehicle, preventing the player from able to use any of their weapons. Wait. A lot of this, I'm just going to say now, I've never had this issue. So this is obviously happened for the large majority. It's just been seen from the data that they got from the alpha. After action report, address an issue where show incorrect scoreboards in the after action report. Stability. Various stability issues encountered during the alpha. That was obvious. And then one of the big ones, as we could say this now, is this FOV slider on all platforms. Now, when they dropped this tweet, I think it's a tweet, and then this just showed this. I think everyone was just so goddamn excited because I think we've been asking for this for the absolute longest time, and now that they finally added it, hopefully you can see it in more future titles. And then what else we got? So we got HUD visual toggles, ability, nameplates. So if you guys want to actually see this for yourself, I will leave a link in the description below. Now, I will be going to stream this on the Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure, because it'll depend on time zones when the open beta opens for PlayStation. But yeah, I will be going live on around. I'll keep you updated. Just follow my socials down in the description below, and that's when I usually post on when I'm going live or anything like that. But if you want to enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to those notifications on. And if you haven't seen my Alpha Thoughts video, I will have a link down in the description below, and there's an eye in the top right hand corner of the screen. And as always, I will see you in the next video.